Okay.
The meeting is now in session. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Tara, roll call.
Councilmember Campbell,
Here.
Councilmember Rain,
Here.
Councilmember Mays, Councilmember Bakke, Councilmember Pringle,
Here.
Councilmember Jones.
Here.
All right, we are missing Councilmember Mays. He did contact me last night and said he had a business meeting tonight. So up to this council if there's something they would like to do.
Make a motion, we excuse him.
Councilmember Ring has made the motion to excuse Councilmember Mays. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Councilmember Jones. Tara, roll call.
Councilmember Campbell,
Yes.
Councilmember Pringle. Yes. Councilmember Jones,
Yes.
Councilmember Rain.
Yes.
All right, motion passes. Thank you. Okay, public comment, we'll move right.
You want to excuse Andy?
Oh, goodness. I apologize. Councilmember Bakke also contacted us. He had a golf match tonight. He does coach the high school golf team. So again, if someone wants to take action there,
I'll make a motion to, excuse, sorry.
Councilmember Campbell has made the motion to excuse Councilmember Bakke. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Ring. Tara, roll call.
Councilmember Pringle. Yes. Councilmember Jones,
Yes.
Councilmember Campbell,
Yes.
Councilmember Rain.
Yes.
All right, motion passes. Thank you, guys. All right, we will move along to our public comment, and we will start here with Delbert. As a reminder, we have 5 minutes for public comment. You're more than welcome to come to the podium and address the public. And we are streaming live, so we always ask that you state your name if you're going to address the council here. So Delbert, do you have anything?
I think it'd be nice if we had a buffet here.
Buffet? I kind of agree with that, Delbert. I agree. A lot of us come from different places and rush to get here, so it would be nice. It would be nice.
Yeah.
Ma'am, would you like to address council?
I am Diana Brown.
Okay.
I live in the Georgetown Mobile Home Park.
Okay.
The park manager was supposed to be here. I don't know why he's not, but aside from. We wanted to complain about the way they did our street.
Okay.
They did tar and gravel, that's it. They didn't fill in the holes like they were supposed to. And they didn't blacktop it like they did every other street in town. I'm getting tired of being treated like a second-hand citizen because I live in a mobile home park. It's just not right. How would you like your kids or grandkids to be out playing in tar and gravel? It's just not right the way they did it. We pay our taxes like everybody else. They sent my son a letter, the town sent my son a letter, wanted to take him to court because he owed them 69 cents. And guess what it cost him to send the letter? 69 cents. Now that's ridiculous. I know they blacktopped Douglas Lane, Douglas Circle. There was nothing wrong with those roads. Ours had chuck holes in it. We had to practically drive on the sidewalk to get to our driveways. I don't know whether there's anything they can do about it or not. It's probably too late. But we just wanted to be heard.
Okay. Travis, anything to add?
So I'll just say that, that was not on the schedule for paving this year, but we had requests, so we went ahead and chip and sealed it to try to build the base back up. There was an issue with some of the potholes not getting filled before. We had patched them earlier in the year before, but because of all the rain, there was an extended period between the time of the patching and the chipping and sealing, so Fillmore did come back and do a second layer in those areas, so, that chip and seal, I mean, yeah, it still takes time for that chip and seal to set up and kind of solidify, and so that'll happen over time, but that was just a first step and a good faith effort to get something done for this year.
So,
Are there still potholes there?
Pardon?
Are there still potholes in the street?
You can feel them, they didn't fill them in correctly, let's put it that way. You can still feel them even after they put the tar and the gravel. They tried to fill them, but they didn't do a very good job. They'll be back there by winter.
all right. So I'm sure that, again, there's a master plan of paving around the village. And unfortunately, you know, there was some that were behind as far as getting paved. So Travis has been, when he came into role, he really worked hard to kind of get a plan going and start making some concerted efforts to get roads paved and things fixed. And I know you mentioned Douglas Lane, Douglas Lane.
There's
Yeah,
Douglas
circle.
Lane and Douglas Circle.
Yeah, and they both actually really had some major problems on them too, especially when you first go around the circle. You couldn't even really avoid some holes. So we tried to prioritize with the survey that we had done as far as with American Structure Point. They really itemized the roads in priority as far as which ones to focus on first in our plan. So it certainly was a good faith effort to get some of the problems back there addressed, and we realized that, you know, it's not the perfect paving job, but with the budget that we had, it was at least an attempt to kind of help make the streets better for you back there. So I'm sure it'll come up again and be in this larger plan to be finished at some point.
Thank you.
Can our guys take a look at it to see if there was any patch that
Well, they
can do?
did some of the patching prior to the chip and sealing, so that's kind of where they came in.
Okay, I didn't know our guys did it.
Right. Yeah.
I thought maybe their crew did.
That tar chip will set up.
Yeah, once it
Right,
sets up.
when it's hot like this, it'll stay tar, but it'll set up over the winter.
Yeah,
It's
And it
really,
becomes
really,
easier to
really
drive
noisy,
on.
too.
it is at first.
Yeah,
It's,
maybe it'll settle
yeah,
down.
I think it will.
I've done a lot of driveways like that, and it turns out nice.
Depends on the amount of traffic and these hot days and traffic going back and forth that puts that gravel down in that blacktop, so, or, yeah,
It'll settle,
yeah.
certainly. Thank you. Thank you for attending the meeting. All right, we will move along on the agenda, and we will start with our department reports. And Travis, I'm going to start with you.
Okay, so for utilities, for water, we're still working on special sampling requirements. So he did transport some of those today for testing. We're still working through helping get the fiber optic cable through town. So they've been dealing with some service lines. The service lines have been hit during that. So we've had a couple of repairs after hours. I know there was a comment that we need to schedule our water work, but you know, when it's a water main break, we don't know until it happens. So we always try, if it's going to be scheduled, there would be more than a 24-hour notice. But with water, generally, if we're working on it in the evening, it's not scheduled work. So
It shows itself.
yeah, it does. Yeah, I think our guys would love to be able to schedule those
Yeah.
water main breaks, but it doesn't happen that way. We'll be starting the fall flushing in October, so we'll be working on that to clear the sediment out of the lines. They have a hydrant that they're going to be moving, and we still have service line repair in front of Country Inn, so that's coming. I think that might be this week or next, and then we're working on reviewing our easements in the sewer. For electric, they're doing their annual truck maintenance, working on locates for the fiber optic as well. They have some house service repair hookups to get done, and they're doing streetlight repairs now that it's getting dark. A little later in the morning and earlier in the evening, we can start looking for those, and the police have been helping us with finding those streetlights that are out, so they're working on repairing those. We're still working through the process for our new work orders, so that's coming along nicely. And then we'll be sending out letters. Well, actually, letters went out this week to do some tree removals for our capital improvement plan. So We sent notice that that's coming. And then for streets, been getting ready for the fair, doing sign replacement, repairing some of the, we've been patching some of the repairs in the streets from last water main breaks. They'll be putting the cones out next Thursday before the fair, and they're still working on pothole patching, and then we're looking at trying to get the speed trailer from Bethel to put notices up for the fair traffic, so hoping to get that. Parks and Recs, I'm working with DWA Construction to get that next round of playground equipment. So I'm working on 2 options that we'll have for the next council meeting that we can take a look at and get moving on that 50/50 grant for the next, for the toddler playground equipment. So we'll have that at the next meeting. And I think that's it.
Fantastic. Any questions for Travis?
I believe so.
All right, thank you.
Sure.
All right, we're moving along under general business. Item A is a resolution to approve waste heat energy schedule on page 2 of your packets. And when ready, Councilmember Campbell, if you could read that by title.
Sure. A resolution to approve the form and authorize the execution of the 2027 waste heat energy schedule with American Municipal Power Inc. and taking other actions in connection therewith.
All right, thank you. Travis, can you give us some insight?
So yeah, I mentioned this at the last meeting. I'll just go through a couple of slides here to kind of talk through it. So this is that waste heat recovery. So as natural gas is compressed to pump out west, that creates a lot of heat from those compressors, and there's enough heat that you can use that to generate electricity. So now that the market's in a position where it's becoming more expensive to create electric, it's viable to do this. So that's what we're looking at. This is the pipeline runs through just south of Columbus and then pumps us on out east to the Rockies. So there are 2 options there that we'll be able to buy into. So let's see. This is a 16-year program, so it's going to run from 2027 through 2042. And this will be part of our base load, so it's part of our 24/7 load. It's 1 megawatt of power, so we're at about 8 megs total, so this is 1 meg of that. So there are reasons why it's an attractive number for us. It starts out at $59.50 and then escalates at 2% annually, but there are benefits from doing this by getting the green energy RECs, and then we get money back on the capacity that's sold through PJM because this is a program that we're buying into. So it's $59.50 is the starting cost in 2027, but we get $3 off on the REC value. That's current REC value. So if you're not familiar with RECs, those are renewable energy credits, and that's kind of what drives this whole green energy market. As a government, we can't keep those or use those, but we can sell those to corporations, and then they get the credit, and then they can say that they're a green company because they're buying these credits. So we can't tout green energy, but we get that $3 a megawatt hour because we're selling that. We're selling the right to tout the green energy, but we get the value. So right now those sell for $3 a megawatt basically, and then we'll get a roughly $12 a megawatt effective in reduction in the capacity value. So the $59.50 currently would drop to $44.50. So that's a good net rate. That will increase over the 16 years, but if it plays out the way it is now, it's an average of $50. Let me switch to the next. It's it's an average of 5360 over this 15-year price range. So, you know, the variable is, will these green energy RECs stay at that value, or will the market fall out? We don't know. That's something that we don't know. These things have been around for quite a while now. I mean, they really don't have any intrinsic value. It's just if these companies continue to buy them so that they can tout the green energy. The effective rate for the capacity could fluctuate. Right now, capacity prices, as we've been talking about, are considerably higher than normal. I don't see them dropping out completely, but you don't know, you know, in a 15-year time frame how it's going to play out. But even without these, I think you're still, you know, we just signed a 2-year agreement for them to purchase not to exceed $75 a megawatt hour, so we're still staying below that, even in worst case scenario. And I don't see these RECs going away or the capacity dropping anytime soon. So overall, I think it's a fairly safe strategy to go into. So let's see, I don't know. Nothing there. That's basically what I wanted to cover. So we're purchasing 1 megawatt at a fairly attractive price right now. You know, I can't guarantee it's going to stay for the whole 15 years, but it should never be at a point where it's going to be a terrible price. So we also, you know, we purchased 29% of our load from the Rumpke landfill. That's also a waste gas. We have another option that we will be losing in 2030, so this is just helping to replace that. So this fills a gap that we're going to have during this time period. So that's pretty much it as far as the slide goes. Any questions on that?
So you said we typically would sell the RECs to a company. Do we have any companies in town that would?
We don't. That's done on our behalf by
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
yeah, we don't directly sell those.
So that would just be guaranteed money that would kind of filter back to us. to cover
Yeah,
the
whatever
cost.
the going rate is at the time.
And that will also, we
That'll-
assume, will fluctuate.
Well, currently it's not fluctuating much, but it could.
There's more positive than negative.
I think so, yeah. I always remind council when we're looking at these, you know, it's not our money to gamble with, so, you know, you wanna be pretty safe with this. But I think this is, you know, it's not a guarantee, but I think it's something that, you know, it should play out.
Okay. Any additional questions or discussion? If not, is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Councilmember Jones has properly made the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Councilmember Campbell. Tara, roll call.
Councilmember Green,
Yes.
Councilmember Pringle,
Yes.
Councilmember Jones,
Yes.
Councilmember Campbell.
Yes.
Resolution 1401, 1401.
Motion passes, and again, resolution 1401. Thank you. On page 15, we have another resolution. Councilmember Campbell, if you could read that by title.
Resolution authorizing the village administrator to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission State Capital Improvement and/or local transportation improvement programs related to the inflow and infiltration reduction project and to execute all related contracts.
Once again, Travis, provide us some insight.
So yeah, this is our annual OPWC grant application. As pretty much every other sanitary sewer project or village-owned, municipal-owned sanitary sewer system, we have infiltration issues with stormwater getting into the sewer. So we have a mandate, like most other municipalities, from the EPA saying that we need to improve that, and so we're applying. This is to apply to get some funds to start that process. We've done some small things, but you know, if we can keep trying to get these grants and keep working at it, you know, I think everybody's in the same boat. So I mean, they'll keep nagging, but I don't know what they can do other than that. We're trying to do it as quick as we can. And it takes a lot of money. I mean, these are big projects, so.
when we pour more and more concrete, where do they think the water's gonna go?
Alright,
Alright, any questions? If not, is there a motion?
Make a motion.
Councilmember Ring has made a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Councilmember Pringle. Tara, roll call.
Councilmember Jones,
Yes.
Councilmember Campbell,
Yes.
Councilmember Ring,
Yes.
Councilmember Pringle.
Yes.
Alright, motion passes, and that's resolution number
1402, 1402.
Thank you. Item C on your agenda, page 16, we have another ordinance. Councilmember Campbell, when ready, if you could read it by title.
An ordinance repealing ordinance 1392 and amending and adopting in their entirety chapters 50, 51, 52, and 53 of the Village of Georgetown Municipal Utility Ordinance.
Alright, this is a second reading.
Supposed to be this time.
Okay, we'll come back to that. This is a second reading. We did talk about this last month, but Travis, would you refresh our memory?
so yeah, this is basically clarifying, responsibility for a lot of the, new installation of electric. These are all changes to the electric chapter. Jerry Cooper had worked on these for quite a bit of time. He handed it off to me, and I really just went through. I mean, this is not all of the changes that he's asked for, but these are, the most important ones, and I just went through, reworded it so that it fit the rest of the language of the utilities rules and regulations. So, I think these are all good changes. I mean, it's not really changing anything, it's more just clarifying what we do and what we don't do.
Any questions? If not, since it's a second reading, we could entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Councilmember Jones has made a motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Councilmember Campbell. Tara, roll call.
Councilmember Ring,
Yes.
Councilmember Pringle,
Yes.
Councilmember Jones,
Yes.
Councilmember Campbell.
Yes.
Motion passes, and that's ordinance number
1401,
1401. Thank you, guys. And Tara, I'm coming back to you because I do understand there was a mix-up there with ordinance and resolution.
Yes, back to both resolutions. The first one regarding the waste heat energy schedule. That resolution number is 1415. The resolution regarding the,
OPWC.
OPWC, that is resolution number 1416. My apologies for that.
Everybody make note of that, or we need to repeat it?
No, I'm good.
So 1402 becomes 1416.
Correct, and 1401 becomes 1415.
All right. Item D, page 83, this is also a second reading, there is an ordinance. Councilmember Campbell, when ready, page 83, if you could read it by title.
An ordinance establishing a sidewalk improvement program within the Village of Georgetown, Brown County, Ohio, and repealing and replacing ordinance number 1136.
All right, and this goes back to changing the match for sidewalks. We discussed this last month. Any new additional comments or discussion?
Yes,
Okay, Councilmember Pringle?
on section 6, the part about the property owner must be a resident of the village. I personally feel that if a property owner rents their property and they want to update the sidewalks, that they should be eligible for the program as well. I don't think it should be limited to just property owners in the village.
Got it.
Has it always been that way?
I think so. Because we had a
That's
couple
interesting.
complaints.
Yeah, my guess is it just encourages people to, property owners must be, I was gonna say to reside there, but it doesn't require that, so I don't know. We could change that.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've given these grants before to property owners who had rental property and did not live in buildings.
So maybe up to you guys, but discussion around possibly making that edit.
Yeah. You wanna make a motion to strike that sentence?
Yes, I will make a motion to strike this section 6, first sentence.
Okay, that would make sense. Councilmember Pringle has made the motion to strike this sentence in section 6, that's page 84, and strike that from the document. Is there a second?
What can I?
Yeah.
Just to clarify, so we're going to keep, a property owner must complete the following steps in order to gain consideration.
Yes.
Okay. Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Rain. Any discussion? If not, Tara, roll call.
Councilmember Jones,
Yes.
Councilmember Campbell,
Yes.
Councilmember Ring,
Yes.
Councilmember Pringle.
Yes.
Alright. Alright, motion passes, so we will strike that sentence from the document. Now, as it reads, we would need a motion to accept or to approve the amended document. If
Okay.
there is one.
I'll make a motion to approve the amended document.
Councilmember Campbell has made the motion to approve the amended document. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Councilmember Jones. Tara, roll call.
Councilmember Ring,
Yes.
Councilmember Pringle,
Yes.
Councilmember Jones,
Yes.
Councilmember Campbell.
Yes.
All right, motion passes, and that is ordinance number
1402, 1402.
1402. All right, thank you. And actually, let's just repeat for residents at home. This means, again, the goal is here to get people to help get sidewalks improved, so right? So this means participation in the program will qualify applicants to be reimbursed by the village for cost of sidewalk improvements on a 50-50 match basis up to a maximum of $5,000. And so that's a pretty good program. So anybody that's looking to fix their sidewalks, you can get up to $5,000 with a 50-50 match. All right,
So the bid could be 10,000 and we'll pay 5,000, up to 5,000.
correct?
Right.
Correct.
Well, it's correct, but you still, it has to be a fair bid, you know, as far as, I'm assuming Mike or somebody's gonna go out and
Yeah, Mike
make sure that it's,
Yeah,
Make
and
sure
I think it has to be by contractor.
right. There are some stipulations, but yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's in the application. We can send that out so council can see what the application looks like.
Yes.
And should we be putting this out there on Facebook so people know that this is an option?
Mhm. Yes.
Is that possible to put the application out on Facebook where people can see what is required?
We can link it to our website.
Perfect. That'd be great.
So we're gonna do 10,
Yes. Okay.
funded by the village in the amount of 10,000 as matching funds.
So if we have, say we have two $5,000 applicants,
We're done.
then we would have to come back to council
Okay,
to appropriate
okay.
more money.
Any other questions? Okay, before we move along, I just want to give everybody a heads up because I think it's going to be coming soon. There is a funeral across the street, and as part of that funeral, they're going to be closing this road out front and doing a 21-gun salute. So at any moment, we could hear that, and I don't want anybody to be alarmed, so. All right, just wanted to make sure that was out there. Okay, item E. Joe, I'm gonna defer to you.
So as you'll recall, this was tabled from the last meeting. If anyone wants to take it up off the table and consider it tonight, it's here. If no one does, it dies. So, or you could vote it down if you wanted to, but just by not addressing it and nobody making a motion to remove it from the table, it will automatically die. I think the mayor did this, if you'll recall last time, because you were provided with some additional information and input, and then you wanted some time to think about that. So
Correct.
if nobody acts on it, it will go away.
And again, that was the resolution from a previous meeting to remove the traffic light at the intersection of North Main Street and or East North Street. So again, if anybody wants to take action on that, can. If not, we will move along. Moving along.
So if we take no action, it goes away.
Guys, yes. Page 86 on, I'm sorry, I don't think that's right. Oh yes, I apologize, not included in your packet. Okay, so I apologize there. So outside of your packet, the next item on the agenda is the property maintenance code. Everybody should have a copy in front of you. We did say last month that during the work session, we were gonna discuss edits. My hope is that everybody in the room had time to review this document in full, if not in full, mostly, or in some capacity, so that we can have a discussion around what you would like to see changed or do at this point in time. So I know most of you have had conversations with Travis as well in regards to your suggested edits, and I think those have been reconciled into the packet, I believe, correct?
We've got a working version of it here.
Yes.
And I would also point out for the record that Councilmember Balke, although he's not here tonight, he provided his comments and they've been included. I know Councilmember Pringle also gave us some comments, and I know various other people did as well. So we've adjusted those in, and our thoughts are tonight, if you have anything else, give them to us. Since we don't have a full council here tonight, our thought would be so that we can actually get the final document in front of you. Maybe at the next meeting, it would be ready for final reading and adoption.
What are they doing?
The
21 gun salute
I mean, what are they doing?
right out in the street.
They don't do it at the,
usually, but
cemetery?
I'm not really for sure why they did it this way this time.
There's no, it's a cremation, they're not going to the cemetery.
I think he ran out of bullets.
That was pretty close to being, that was not bad.
Yeah, I thought it would be louder. Okay, let's start in on this. Any additional edits, any additional comments? Do we would just wanna go around the room? Or you wanna just?
I'll start.
Okay.
I'm going off of an old packet, so sorry, but the original page 12, when it starts defining all the words, there's a definition of dwelling and dwelling unit. It's the same definition, so.
That was a comment
Good.
that Councilwoman Pringle brought that to our
Okay.
attention, and we have now merged those into one.
Yeah. Like I said, I brought the wrong one, but on the original, what I had is page 26, but it was under dangerous structures and conditions. Let me know if you guys can find that.
You know what article that is?
It should have been after section 150. So 150 that I had written in there. I can get
Dangerous,
it.
what is it?
I can get it to you.
1010, dangerous buildings and structures?
It was under dangerous structure or conditions. There was a part 2 in it talking about the violations of the ordinance.
Okay, I've got it.
Do you have it?
I have. It's right there, dangerous.
Where it read, part 2 violates any ordinance, rule.
Must be a different section.
Is it a different one?
That's not under dangerous buildings. We're looking at section 1010 called dangerous buildings and
Okay.
structures.
I'll just get that to you if somebody else wants to jump to it.
170, unsafe building and structures.
I just have it written as different notes.
What was the change, so I can make note of that?
Okay, so the change was, the way it read, violates any ordinance, rule, ordinance comma, rule comma, or regulation regulating health and safety. So it read regulations regulating. If we could just eliminate that to either remove regulating, and maybe just add when it violates any ordinance or rule. But it said regulating, and it was just a little bit confusing.
You could put regarding or addressing or something.
Yeah.
Okay. We can fix that.
So there it is, it was, oh, this was under definitions.
It's under the definition section, that's why there's not a section.
Okay.
We can fix that for sure. That's right here.
Okay. Keep
I had a
going.
question about, I have it marked as section 360, but I can't find it in here. But it was talking about the time frame for abatement. While you're looking up, the way it reads, it states the owner must basically fix it within 10 days or within such a time period that the decision may be directed. And then it says, now, if there is some process, they may be granted an extension of no more than 30 days. Then it starts talking about the reinspection fees. So my question would be simple: if there's a violation that we
So I
see,
see I don't see anything in 360 about fees.
Just says time limit for, oh, above it, 351 has reinspection fees. Is that what you're looking at?
yeah. So in the reinspection fees, it reads, if you don't comply within the time frame and repairs aren't made, there will be a fee of $100.
Mhm.
So my question would be, in some of the previous ones, it read that you had 10 days, and then it reads, or as soon as possible, or sooner. I can't remember what it said.
As soon as the decision may have directed.
So my question would be, the reinspection fee would
So
be on the third time going out?
So, I mean, this is the way that we would set it up.
Okay.
So, cause we'll plug all this into the software, and so you think of the 10-day as like the minimum. And then, or as the decision may direct would be, it could be more based on what, so the 10 days is basically gonna be mowing, things that are easily rectified, junk on the porch, junk in the yard, something like that. So, if there's something more extensive, we may give a 14-day notice. But as long as we hear from them in that 14-day notice, then if they ask for it, we always say, this is a notice. Call us if your 14 days runs out. You need more time, just call us. We'll give you an extension, and that's out. So the $100 would be at the end of all that if they just started
Yeah,
ignoring
worst case,
us.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's rare though.
Mhm. I just wanted to make sure, like, if there's a violation that you see, and then you go out and give them a 10-day, and you drive by and you notice 10 days they didn't.
Do a thing.
You have to
do
have
anything.
something though.
No, all I was getting at is, I didn't want that second trip to be a
No, absolutely
reinspection,
not.
because you would kind of have to do that.
As long as we're working together, it's not, there's not gonna be a fee. The goal is not to make any money off of this, it's just to try to help clean up the area.
Right.
There's also built into section 351 the discretion to waive that, just so you know. So if there is a unique situation there, it can be addressed.
Who makes that decision?
The zoning administrator. Based on, and then it does provide some criteria. It says based on the level of compliance or the amount of work required to be performed to come into compliance. So we did put some criteria in there. So it wasn't arbitrary.
Who determines the compliance,
That would be Mike, and then he would work with
Okay.
me on that.
I think that's all I have as far as with these notes.
Okay, additional edits or discussion?
Well, it seems like, I read it over and I talked to Travis about it, it seems like to me that this is pretty much what other communities have, and it's,
Yeah. Yeah, you know, every year at the beginning of the year, we adopt the Ohio Basic Code for the police to operate under those rules and regulations, and that's what they use to cite people. This is kind of a boiled down version of the Ohio Property Maintenance Code. It's not the full thing, but that's what it's based off of.
And I would also add, if we had adopted the full code, many of those just wouldn't apply. And I think that I don't want to use the word over-regulate, but it's a little bit over-regulating. So what we did is we tried to reduce that and shrink it down. And so the version that you saw had a lot taken out of it that we felt a village of our size doesn't need. And what I mean by that is multiple boards and multiple levels of review on things that right now, for instance, the building department handles or others. This is designed to be what I would call a beginner property maintenance code. If eventually we have things in the village that we don't have now, we might adjust that. Just as an example, maybe hotels. If we had a whole bunch of hotels pop up along 68, we might want to add to this something that would relate to regulating that, or some other industry. But for now, we felt the stuff that we left in there and have included in the various iterations kind of applies to things going on here.
you're gonna start out user-friendly.
That's another way to look at it. If you were to compare this to the one, it would be much thicker at the state.
Yeah.
And I think residents will appreciate that. It's not designed to over-regulate. It's designed to address, I think, the things that Travis has received complaints about or has observed.
We wanna make this place as nice looking as possible and keep it
Well, yeah,
that way.
part of being in a community is what you do affects your neighbor, and what your neighbor does affects you. And this tries to help so that people's property values aren't affected by that. You know, we're not trying to be a Madera or Indian Hill, that's not the goal of this.
I do have a question, I guess this would probably be for Joe. On section 610, general procedure, there's a note about service, certified mail. Should we have a backup to certified mail?
So, I think I know which section you're referring to. I want to just check so I make sure that I know why it's that way. Just make sure. I just actually saw it. Yep. The reason that we do certified mail, we could say also other options, is it gives us proof that they were actually served. When you're affecting someone's property rights, it's kind of a significant thing. So we like to know for sure that they received it. And I know that it's expensive and it's cumbersome. I know Tara sends a lot of these out, takes some time, and I know we get complaints with residents saying, hey, we want this solved, we want this solved. But if we get certified mail, we try to do it that way. And then the last resort would be personal service or something of that effect, or publication.
Yes, I understand the certified mail. I just didn't know if we needed to, if the address is a PO box and you're trying to serve certified mail at PO box, you're not going to get them. So do we need to have a backup, like you said, a process server or publication?
I see what you're saying.
Because if you send a letter to the PO box and it's a street address, it's coming back.
Yeah. Just to keep it moving.
Well, double the fees too.
Just looking here.
That's what
This was specifically really, firm corporation.
I mean, the good thing is that we have access, we can reach out to the utilities department and make sure we're mailing it to the correct address.
One of the things we could do, I know what you're saying now, you're really kind of more saying if the certified mail is not successful
Right.
and not working, one of the things we could do is we could do what they do in the civil rules for here in Brown County in court, which is you can do service by publication. We could do that as an option. That's where we would serve it in the newspaper. The one thing I will say about that is the people that I think you're probably really aiming this at are people that are out of town. It's a challenge.
Oh, sure.
What do you think, Travis, on that? That's really what we're talking about, 'cause we can find people that are local.
Yeah, we always mail to the tenant and the property owner if we have that information.
Now, is there a letter sent out just straight first class? And then one sent certified?
Is
Well,
there,
that's not the way it's set up right now.
Okay, because I mean,
If you're a business that owns it, in Ohio, they're supposed to have a statutory agent, which, to your point, is who we would serve it on. But what if they don't? That's what we're really saying. The example that I'm thinking of came up with Frontier Communications over here. Isn't that what it was called? The building right next to the building, across from Parker's, the one that the village owns now. We had trouble communicating and serving them when we were experiencing those noise problems. That would be a good example. We can build something in there as an alternative. If
I guess, this is like do certified mail court, can you do the ordinary mail waiver? Like,
yeah.
I don't know if that's something like that.
That's up to you. We can build that in.
Yeah, I mean, we've always used, in the past, I just always used regular mail. And we never had
Would you like us to insert a sentence to give that as an option if there's a failure?
Yeah, I think that would be sufficient.
Okay, we can do that. Yeah, this is the time to make changes like that, so that's a very good catch. That, I would just say this, if we're gonna go into court, for instance, and tear down a building because it's in very, very bad shape, I would want certified mail service or personal service versus just, I put it in the mail and it disappeared, So some of that might involve some discretion, but I personally would never be comfortable doing something, going onto someone's property, entering it or taking it down without, first of all, I wouldn't do it without a court order, but number two, I wouldn't do it without some establishment that I know they got it. Sure. That's the only hesitation that I would have. And I think if we were going through the court process, a judge would probably agree with that as well. So,
Well, the question I have is though, let's say it fails, is this something that Mike could hand deliver?
yes, but I think her concern is what if they're in Illinois or somewhere else?
Right.
And they don't have a statutory agent that we can serve in Ohio. Yes, we can build something in there. We can build a sentence in there that will address what if.
well, there's probably 50% of the people that get certified mail don't ever pick it up.
Well, and that's where it says on here too. They have a duty to accept it. A court can always override that, but why don't we add a sentence in there to address the what if?
Yeah.
We can do that. And we'll bring that back as part of our final changes.
I mean, there's no 100% guarantee that they're gonna be notified.
Right.
I'll steal some language, maybe even the way they work in the court system here. That will talk about another method must be established, such as personal service or publication. I'll come up with something. Just so that we have that safety valve.
I would feel more safer with that.
But I just will be direct though and say I would be very hesitant to ever do something significant on someone's property.
Oh, yeah.
And that's not what this is designed to do. Again, I think Travis's best point, and you always gotta keep this in mind for those listening, is compliance is what we really seek to do here. It's not do it ourselves, it's not make money on it, it's not to be an annoyance, it's to just say, hey, fix that.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, when these go through court, that's the same thing that Judge Gusweiler or anyone else here in Brown County is gonna do. They're gonna say, look, I really don't want to sit here and bring you back and fine you or impose all these things. I just want you to fix your gutters. And usually they will give you a certain amount of time period to do that. And there's some mechanisms in here as well. And I'll give a good example is if your paint's peeling and it's winter, everyone knows that it's not easy to paint in the winter. So that's why that time buffer is built in that says, based on what needs to be done, additional time can be granted. Or if you need a roof and it's the rainy season.
Right. Plus, anytime, you know, if we get to the point where, say, we're gonna go in and abate, we're gonna hire a contract to abate somebody who's turned their property into a junkyard, council's gonna be made aware of that. We would discuss that before that happened.
Additional comments, discussion? All right. Joe, what are our next steps here?
So I will point out, I appreciate everyone submitting your comments privately in addition to the ones that have been submitted here. The next version that Travis and I will bring back will take into account everything. And my version here, and I think Travis's I'm looking at as well, has all the changes that are tracked. And I do want folks to know, over the past 4 or 5 readings, lots of changes have gone into this. So this has been a working document. The things that you heard tonight are just a few of the changes that have been made. But I appreciate, and I'm sure Travis too, everyone's comments. And, you know, just know that they're in there and you'll be able to see that in what you're gonna vote on at the next meeting.
And I feel like this has been a long time in the making. I believe we started this back in May, April?
Well, yeah, it was originally sent out to council in April.
Yeah.
We started reviewing it in January.
Yeah, so it's just taken it's a lot of homework for everyone sitting up here to really kind of keep up with the edits, read through it. It is a rather large document, so I certainly appreciate everyone taking the time, and it sounds like we're gonna have one more reading as far as you guys having homework to read through it and go through it and make sure all your edits are right, and if everything sounds right, it seems like maybe next meeting we'll be able to put this into action.
I got a question
Sure.
on 740, procedures and fees, requesting an administrative hearing.
We've stricken that section.
Do we-
It's highlighted, so that's.
It's gone.
It's all gone.
It's already been removed.
Okay.
Good catch.
Well, I was just checking because it talked about a fee, and I was just wondering.
Yep, that, Article 7 was stricken.
Very good.
That was another example of where we felt like we don't need that additional layer.
Okay. Thank you. That was it.
All right, if no other comments, we will move along on the agenda, and we will go to the fiscal report on page 87 of your packet. Take a look at that. That's the bank reconciliation. On page, on page 89, you'll see the payment listing that we go through every month. If there are any questions on that, certainly don't hesitate to ask. Let's see. Continuing on.
The only question I have,
Sure.
on page 90 and 91, it shows working volunteer, and we paid them twice.
Say that again.
Yeah, so that's a weekly, rate that we pay them, so.
Okay.
And that is who takes care of our cemetery. And if you look on up from that on page 90, Jeremy, to his point, we paid him again. So actually on this, between these 2 pages, you'll see 3 payments. And that's who takes care of the cemetery, which is a daunting task to begin with. I applaud any company that's coming in there to take care of that. All right, on page 92, you'll see the appropriations and kind of the state of the funds, if you will. If there are any questions on that, again, don't hesitate to ask. And then that takes us up to, I believe, goodness, page 128 maybe? I'm getting there, guys. Say it again. Yes. Page 128 is your mayor's court report, and I know mayor's court is continuing to be packed. I think that's an okay thing. You know, we are cracking down on some things, and I know the police have had a lot going on, so that is in there for you to review. And then on page 130, you'll see your zoning report from Mike Click in your packet too as well. And as we move along with the property maintenance code, I think we'll be able to see some more, items on that, report from Mike. There's a lot of things that are out there that he would like to be able to have something to enforce too, and is unable to, so I think that's where the property maintenance code will come into play and help, for sure. And, if there are no questions, I will continue into roundtable. No questions? Councilmember Jones, I'm going to start with you. Anything for the group tonight?
I was just going to remind everybody that AMCAP is still doing that sidewalk grant, and they're looking for volunteers to walk around town. I don't know if they've approached any other communities, but I believe the man that came and spoke is a local here, so it might be important for people to kind of go and talk to him and AMCAP and kind of jump on board. That might help with getting our sidewalks fixed.
More grant money.
Do we have any updates on the ABC tire shop sale?
Yes, it is, it was in there as a payment, so we did close earlier this week.
Okay, very good.
So it is, he's getting moved out, hopefully by next week he'll be out of there. We are out to bid for that project as well as the streetscape project.
Okay.
What's the bid for that project, to tear down the building?
No, the bid's to renovate it and convert it to a visitor center.
Okay.
Is there plans for that?
Yeah, it's out to bid.
And again, just to recall, that's part of the grant that we were awarded, now probably 2 years ago almost.
Before I started, I remember that.
Yeah, so it's been a long time coming, and prior to Travis, there was a grant written, by a group of individuals and the current, administrator at that time, but, to get some improvements done within the community, and that's what was awarded. And part of that grant that was written, part of it was to create a welcome center, and it actually was partnered with the OHC. It wasn't just our community members, so they partnered with the OHC to get welcome center created, and then as well many improvements around the square. So you'll see a lot of things coming down the pipeline rather quickly, because that grant, the items have to be completed by October of 2026, I believe.
Yeah, September 30th, I think the construction's supposed to be finished, and by the end of October, everything finalized and paperwork done, and everything. So it's gonna be a busy summer next year.
We haven't started the bid process to renovate the building, have we?
It's out to bid right now.
Is it out to bid right now? Okay.
Yeah.
Is the lift still in there?
He's gonna take all that out, I believe.
Okay. So that's gonna leave a big hole in the concrete floor. But probably wanna do new concrete anyway.
There'll be a new floor, yeah.
You won't even recognize it when it's finished.
I've seen it it's been a part of my life for a long time.
Right.
All right, anything else?
I also want to bring up that the Brown County Land Bank has money, and they are looking to tear down some more properties around the county at no cost to the property owner or the village. If we so find some, we just need a living person that that owns the property that wants to do it, or if we confiscate some property or whatever. Do we have an update on the old water building?
So this is the building that's being sold to the township, that's gonna be demolished?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. That is, that's scheduled for a week from Monday.
And then, is it possible to, I'm assuming Joey's busy, but is it possible for him to be at the next meeting, to ask him what our ISO rating is for the village?
You could also give him a phone call.
Okay.
Yeah, that would, yeah, because I know that impacts insurance. I know they had a good rating this last time during their review, or average fare, whatever you want to call it, rating, but also, he will be here. They typically don't always come to the work sessions, but they try to make all the meetings themselves. But you're more than welcome to give him a phone call too as well, or stop in. He's up there typically Monday through Friday.
Will do. And the only other thing that I had was, last Friday, it didn't appear that the village offices were open, is what I was told. And people were wondering why, because the holiday was on Monday, and they figured if the holiday was Monday, that they would work 4 days. I don't really know what the 410 schedule is, so I'm just asking.
Yeah, so the 410 schedule, as long as all employees use 2 hours of their own time, it just stays the 410, so. and that's what
Okay,
it is.
so that's what happened, so, all right, perfect, thank you, that's all I have.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Pringle?
Travis, I was hoping the alley behind, if it's an alley, behind, runs parallel with Apple Street.
We'll look down by the post office by Rebecca Verney,
Yes.
by the hair salon, by the post office. That comes out on 125 right over here.
Yes.
Okay.
I think some of the shrubs are overgrown and sticking out. I think maybe Jeremy had said something about that previously.
Yeah, is that near the, is there a church there?
No, it's
No,
right
it's
down.
the one, it's the, one-way street.
Yeah, Judy Ruthven Way.
There it is.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah. We have been trimming.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say something about that?
No, I said something about Marshall Avenue, but I drove through there the other day
Okay.
and I was going to mention that.
Yeah, they're doing trimming, but
I don't know if it was on anyone's
I
radar.
know we got, Station Drive there, the entrance, so that was overgrown, we're taking care of that, so they're working on it.
I did, Jessica, I said something about the potholes there, but I didn't say anything about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was on someone's radar. And then I wanted to remind everyone that there is a fall market on October 11th from 10:30 to 2:30. Also happening during that time is the Women Helping Women Purple Pumpkin Festival. So we are going to work together and make it a great community event. Hopefully everyone can come out. And that's all I got.
Fantastic. Councilmember Campbell?
I do not have anything.
Councilmember Rain?
Jessica Stone.
Travis, update for the group?
I don't think so, I think I'm done.
All right, solicitor?
Yep.
Gosh, you guys are easy tonight.
I will just say that I will not be at the next meeting, I'll be in Columbus at a conference, so.
And speaking of that, the actual next meeting is in October, correct?
Yes, sir.
Because we are not having our meeting this month during the fair week, which again, reminder, the fair is coming up later this month, so that's gonna be a busy week around here, always busy. Additional items, just remind everybody that we do have a concert on the square this Friday night. The Devin Milton Band will be playing from 7 to 10. And we have a couple food trucks actually, a beverage cart and a specialty drinks, like pineapple drinks and different things, so it looks really cool. And then we also have a food truck as well. Hopefully you guys can come out. I would say there's not seating provided, so make sure that you bring a chair so that you can have a seat for the evening and enjoy the activities on the square. So again, that's Friday night, and outside of that, is there anything additional to come before council tonight?
I have to add one thing I forgot about. The
Sure.
fair board, they're letting campers in at certain weeks again, so it's not gonna be as crowded as it was, so they're kind of breaking it off in sections again, so that should help out with the massive backup that we
How
have.
long will you get in there yet?
That's all I have.
You haven't been
When's the
around,
next
but
meeting?
Travis,
October
that's always
1?
been interesting.
October
Right.
9th.
You were.
Yeah, it's at the bottom.
Sure.
Well, I don't remember it, so I guess it must have been done.
Yeah, it used to be a
Oh,
nightmare.
That's a shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Never ends.
she's good at it.
All right, anything additional to come before council? If not, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Councilmember Campbell's made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Ring. All those in favor state so by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.